Hello, welcome back. I have Abby with me again.
Hi.
We are going to do the next lesson in the Golden Bead Frame or Flat Bead Frame lesson series. This work is practicing our long multiplication skills so that we can do big equations with a material that makes it quicker, but also lead us to doing long multiplication just on paper without a material. And so last time we multiplied by a single digit multiplier. So we multiplied by 3 and then we multiplied by 5. Today we're going to multiply by a double digit multiplier and see what happens when we have a 10 and a unit in our multiplier. I'm going to switch us into the double screen so you can see both screens at once, and you can see we have our lesson space set up. We have our flat bead frame, we have our flat bead frame ticket basket, and we have a pen. When you're working at home, you should always do math in pencil. I just use pen so you can see it on the camera. Okay, so the equation that we're going to do today is 5,234, and we're going to multiply it by 23. So I'm going to set those aside, and I'm going to write 5,234. It doesn't really matter what number you do. That was just the number I had planned to do. 5,234, and we're going to multiply that by 23. And just like in the checkerboard, we put our unit on the green for the unit and our 10 on the blue for our 10. Okay, now we're going to do this exactly the way we did our last lesson with the single digit multiplier, but we have to do one more step. When you're multiplying with the checkerboard and you have two numbers on the side, do you look at both numbers at the same time? What do you do with one of them?
You flip it over.
You flip it over, so your mind is not seeing that extra number. We call that isolating the multiplier, so we're isolating the unit. We're gonna look at the unit first. I'm gonna switch you into the close-up view of what we're doing so that you can see. Okay, so now we are going to look at this number. We have 5,234 along the bottom, and we have just our 3 visible here. And we're going to do just like we did last time. What is 4 units times 3 units? 4 times 3.
12.
Okay. All right. Now 3 tens taken 3 times?
9.
She had to go ahead and make that trade, so she's already done that. Now we're looking at 200s taken 3 times. 2 times 3.
6.
Okay, now 5,000s taken 3 times. 5 times 3.
15.
Okay, so she has finished with her, I'm going to come back into gallery mode. She has finished with multiplying by her unit, and so she's done with that. We're going to cover that up now. We finished the unit. Now we're going to look at the 10. But on the checkerboard was set with the colors at a diagonal, so then you did the checkerboard slide and move things down. The Golden Bead Frame doesn't have another row that we can slide down. So do you see this black line? Oh, I dropped our 2. Do you see this black line right here? This black line is saying when you're multiplying by this category, you start on this wire. Just like this unit, when we multiply by the unit, we started on this first wire. When we multiply by the 10, we start on the 10 wire. And if we had 100, we would start on the 100 wire. And if we had 1,000, we would start on the 1,000 wire. So this material has these extra lines that maybe you didn't even notice before, but now you understand what they're for. So since we're starting multiplying on the 10 wire, but we have to multiply this whole number, we have to do this. And this is where the checkerboard slide becomes the Golden Bead Frame slide. We go like this, right there. So now when we take our 10, our two 10s, and we multiply it by our unit, we're still gonna get a 10. Because when we multiply by 10, we get 10. So when we're working with the 10s, we start on the 10 wire, and that's where we start our multiplying. That's the only tricky part about two-digit on the golden bead frame. Okay, we're going to switch to the other views so we can finish our equation. Okay, so now we have 4 taken 2 times.
8.
Okay, now 3 taken 2 times.
6.
1, 2, 3. She makes her trade. 4, 5, 6. Okay, 2 taken 2 times.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. She makes her trade. Okay, now we have 5 taken 2 times.
10.
8, 9, 10.
What?
That's right. You did it right. Because you had 2 there before and now you have 10. You didn't have to add all those beads because we knew it would be 10. Okay, she's finished it. Who knew it was going to be that easy? Let me go ahead and write out the equation that she just solved. She multiplied 5,234 and she multiplied that by 23, and her answer is
100,020.
120,000.
382.
Wow, that was really fast. Usually when you did a number with 2 digits on the checkerboard, it took 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It took a long time. But using your knowledge of facts and the help of the golden bead frame, you were able to solve 5,234 times 23 just like that. You want to try another one?
Okay.
Okay. What number would you like to do?
Let's do 9,734.
She wants to do 9,734.
Yeah.
34. Okay, what are we going to multiply that by?
78.
78. She must like practicing her 7 and 8 facts. I highly recommend you also practice your 7 and 8 facts. Those are my hardest ones. Okay, I'm not going to help her. She's going to have to know all of these herself.
Oh no.
Oh no. We're going to switch to the other mode so you can see what's happening on the bead frame, and we'll get started. Okay, what do you do first?
You flip the top number over.
You isolate your multiplier. She's looking at 8 units, and she's starting with 4 units taken 8 times.
32.
Okay, now she has 3 tens, 30 times 8, 3 times 8.
24.
24. Okay, 24. Now we have 700 times 8, 7 times 8.
56.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 56. Okay, now she has 9,000 times 8. 9 times 8.
72.
72. 72. Okay, now that she's finished with her units, multiplying by her unit, she needs to flip her unit over and go to her 10. And what else do you need to remember when you're multiplying by a 10?
I'm going to slide this over.
Yes, because when you're multiplying by a 10, you start on the 10 wire. Okay, 4 times 7.
Why did I choose such hard numbers? 28.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Okay. Woo. Now we have 3 times 7. 3 times 7 is
21.
21. And now 7 times 7.
49.
49. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. 1, 9. Okay. And now the last one. 9 taken 7 times. 9 times 7.
63. 63.
She solved it just like that. Okay, we'll come back into gallery mode and we'll write down what she solved. Okay. She had the equation 9,734 and she multiplied that by 78. And her answer is
7,500. Wait, no, I'm so
750.
252.
Yes, when we get up into those bigger numbers, it's kind of hard to say because of their place value, but you just have to remember 100,000, 10,000, unit thousand. So you read that as one number, 759,252. There's her equation. She solved that very fast for such a big number. Like when you're doing this with the checkerboard or we're doing this with with the large bead frame, the large bead frame would take you like your whole work cycle to do this equation. So there you go. That's how quick it is to multiply with the golden bead frame. And the tool, the online tool, is something you can use to practice this. If you are practicing a specific fact for a math goal or something, you can use that fact as your multiplier over here. Abby chose the hard ones to work on. I recommend getting started with your 2s, 3s, 4s, 5 facts. Those are pretty easy. 9 facts if you have a 9-fact trick. And those make it easier to get the process with the material down. And then once you're really good with the process, then you can challenge yourself to some harder numbers. Okay, I hope you enjoyed multiplying with a double-digit multiplier on the golden bead frame. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye. One thing I forgot to mention was how to do your follow-up for these 2 lessons. What I would like you to do in your math journal, you can write these on number strips, your full equations that you solved. You can write them on number strips and then tape them in your math journal, or you could just do your recording in your math journal. So like if this were the equation that I just worked with, well, I'm going to show this video twice, or I'm going to use this twice, but this was our single digit one. I could tape it in or write it in, and here's our double digit one. I could tape it in or write it in. I want you to do a few of each one, say more than 5, less than 10, unless you love it, and then do as many as you want. But you should do at least 5 for your single digit, and then once you've had the double digit lesson, I want you to do 5 more with the double digit, and then your recording would either be taped strips into your journal or written in your journal. So your page would look something like this. You'll have a title at the top of your page, and then you're going to have your equations that you did. So the first one that we did was 1,246, and we multiplied that by 3, and our answer was 3,738. I'm just copying it directly off of the strip we used. And then that was number 1. And then number 2 was this one, 7,431 times 5. Copying directly off the strip. You could just tape it in. Whoa, I didn't notice there was a kind of a pattern there. And then you would have 3, number 4, and number 5, and more if you really enjoyed this work. You can do as many as you want. And when you have done all of the single digit ones, if you have room on this page, stay on this page. If not, flip to your next page. Then you would record the ones that you did here. And I do a squiggle so I can see that it's a different lesson. And I will list them here. I'm not going to list them now, but you know what to do for your follow-up. You're going to have a page in your journal, title it Golden Bead Frame, and then list the equations that you solve using the online Golden Bead Frame. Okay, thanks again. Bye-bye.